Bella Sicilia.
Wait, shouldn't that be bella? Well, technically, yes. Bella is the Italian word for beautiful. But
Correct.
in Sicily, the local language is called Sicilian and surprises await around every corner. Don't believe it? Try asking for directions in your polished Italian at one of Palermo's bustling markets, and chances are you'll get a colourful response sprinkled with exotic terms like
A così.
Yep.
Così.
Yeah.
so. Or you might hear
A così, absolutely.
Ma va a scusare. Le chiedo scusa.
Yes, but the voice doesn't sound Sicilian at all. I think it's some kind of machine-created voice. I would say ma va a scusare, ma va a scusare. I wouldn't say scusare with a Sicilian accent. So yeah, the accent is wrong. Ma va a scusare, mi scusasse is another way to say mi scusasse, but both are fine.
meaning I beg your pardon.
Yeah.
From its history to its grammar, in this video lesson, we'll explore the key differences
Nice.
between Sicilian and Standard Italian.
For those who are here for the first time, I'm Sicilian.
Pronti? Iniziamo!
Iniziamo. That was a well-pronounced iniziamo, so maybe she's proficient in Italian. Also, for the first variety, the word beda, the pronunciation and the way it's used is very different depending on which regional variety. There isn't one single Sicilian. In fact, the different versions of Sicilian that you have in Sicily, sometimes not mutually intelligible. That's how different they are. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. And we use very different pronunciation between Palermo, Messina, Catania, Agrigento, Gela, Ragusa, Canicattì, Trapani, Erice, whatever. For instance, Bedda, one way. In Palermo, I would say Bieda. Bieda. I would add a E in there, and I would lose a little bit of the J sound of pronunciation of the D, but that depends. So it's more of a rural, although then again, it depends on the section of Sicily. There are some cities that do pronounce it that way. Bedda. So you have variety. Cool.
Now, while Italian might be the official language of Italy, every region proudly boasts its own dialect, accent, and linguistic quirk.
Is it a dialect? That is a question for sociolinguistics, really. The reality is that I think even though in Italian we call them I dialetti, so we do call them dialects, technically it is more correct to consider them as regional languages, because sometimes there is more difference between a regional language in Italy and Standard Italian than there is between freaking Spanish and Standard Italian. So how is Spanish a different language, but the dialects are just dialects of Italian? In fact, they're not dialects of Italian. If you look at a language like Sardinian, if you look at a language like Sicilian, in this case, and other languages like Furlan and whatnot, it's more correct to say that they are independent sub-dialects of Latin. Not Vulgar Latin, by the way, before I go into a rant. There is no such thing, Latin.
After all, Italy only became a unified nation
Yep.
in 1861, and before that,
Yep.
it was like a patchwork of independent
Correct.
states, each representing a unique identity. And boy, did
And culture.
Sicily add some serious uniqueness to this mosaic.
Some of the uniqueness that she's going to discuss have to do with the languages that have influenced Sicily. Do remember that Sicily was a prized island for tactical reasons, for strategic reasons. The Romans, the Greeks, the Carthaginians, they all wanted Sicily. Phoenicians, and then even after that, you have the Norman conquest of Sicily, which is one of the reasons why in Sicily you will have people like me with very dark hair and black eyes, and then you have people who have blonde hair and blue eyes. And I mean, and then you have people with a much darker complexion than me. So it's very varied, and we had Muslim conquest for a certain period of time. We have Spanish conquest for a reasonable period of time. We were Romans, we were Greeks. There is a lot. Okay, so all of that bleeds naturally into the expressions and language usage. So it's a very rich region, culturally and linguistic, but it's also very diverse.
Truly fascinating is that Sicilian isn't just a simple dialect, but a
Thank you.
distinct language in its
Okay, there you go. You just gained 10 points with me.
own right. Just
Yep.
consider that, according to the UNESCO's World Atlas of Languages, there are some 10 million speakers worldwide. That's a seriously impressive statistic that
Yep.
speaks volumes about its significance and enduring cultural impact. Now, Italian and
I like her.
Sicilian both belong to the Romance language family, tracing their roots back to Vulgar Latin.
No. I still like you because you got a lot of points. You just lost 10. There is no such thing as Vulgar Latin. They all came from Latin. I might qualify that in a minute.
However, Sicilian is unique because it reflects the island's intricate
Yeah.
history, shaped by centuries of cultural exchange and
She's
foreign
right.
influences. For more
Absolutely.
than 3 millennia, Sicily's strategic position in the heart of the Mediterranean,
Yeah.
coupled with its gorgeous landscapes and fertile land, attracted a myriad of civilizations.
Oh yeah, wheat was this is wheat production, I was going to say, the bread of Rome in a way, together with Egypt. Yeah, this is Selinunte or Agrigento Valle dei Templi, one of the two.
The Greeks were some of the earliest to leave their mark here, setting up cities
Does
like
it suggest that?
Catania, Siracusa, and Taormina, along with grand temples and theatres.
Yeah.
Then came the Romans, who ran the show for about 5 centuries,
Yeah.
turning Sicily into Rome's granary, supplying
There we
the
go.
Roman Republic with large quantities of wheat
Her historical knowledge is great.
for extensive agricultural exploitation.
Yeah.
After them, a parade of peoples, including the Ostrogoths, Byzantines, Arabs, Normans, and the Spanish, each added their own flavour to the mix.
Yep.
Now, as you can guess, all these influences left their trace on the language. Sicilian soaked up words and phrases from these diverse populations, resulting in a linguistic heritage unrivaled by any other language. Now, just to give you a taste,
I'm not sure if it's unrivaled by any other language, to be fair with you, but I do appreciate the sentiment.
here are some Italian words borrowed
Okay.
from other languages that are still used today,
Italian or Sicilian?
meaning boy. This comes
Yeah, so in Palermo we don't use this. Of course, she's absolutely fine putting it here because she wants to tell you where it comes from. The Greek, great, fantastic. In Palermo we don't have this, but Palermo is being a Phoenician city makes sense. And we instead say picciuotto.
from Greek.
Cirasa,
Yeah,
ciliegia,
we do have chirasa where I'm from too.
Meaning cherry. This also comes from Greek.
Yeah,
astura,
yep.
a quest'ora,
At
I
this
see.
time,
I
from
see what-
Latin.
Yeah.
brescia, fretta,
I never heard that one, but it might just not be common where I'm from, and maybe they do. If you're from another area of Sicily and you do use that, great. I never heard it.
Hurry, from Latin.
abbanniare,
Abbagnare.
gridare,
Correct. Yeah, that's to scream, to shout. Yeah, I do use that. Ancora gabbannesi. You're still screaming. Ancora gabbannesi. State zitta. Ancora gabbania.
To shout. This
Yeah.
comes into Sicilian via German,
mischino,
Yeah, we use that
Poverino.
a lot.
meaning
It's from Arabic. Yeah, we saw that in a different miskin in Arabic. We say mischino. We do use it in Palermo too. Mischino.
unfortunate person, from Arabic.
Yeah.
giara, recipiente di terracotta per liquidi,
Yeah, okay, no Italian. You can say giara in Italian. Recipiente di Just say recipiente at that point.
Jar, also from Arabic.
scerra, lite,
No, it's not scerra. That's wrong. It's spelled correctly. It's sciarra. The A is pronounced A, not E. So the voice was wrong. Maybe it would be better if they get an actual Sicilian to record these. If they want, more than happy to do it for them for free. But yeah, sciarra, we do use it. Lite would be the Italian, and it's an argument, not an intellectual argument, by the way. A sciarra, it's like, what's a sciarra? Da sciarriare. It means, do you want to fight? Da sciarriare. Okay.
From French, we have words like
armoiro, armadio,
I personally have never used that, but once again, it does sound right. So, depending on the area.
wardrobe,
racina,
Yeah, a racina. Sì,
grapes,
racina.
buatta,
A boatta, sì.
barattolo,
That's correct.
tin. And from Spanish, we
Un
have
curtiglio. Yeah, we do have that.
curtiglio,
In fact, someone who is like constantly gossiping is cuitigliaro. Ma vedi il suo cuitigliaro?
olezzo,
Yeah,
gossip,
cool.
pignata,
Yeah.
pentola,
saucepan,
giornata,
I have to say, if someone asks me how you translate saucepan, piñata would be my first choice. I'll be honest.